I just had a meeting today with the coaching board that I'm on, and we were talking about diversity and inclusion and with different races and male, female, whatever it is, and how can we make that the world include better? Part of, it's cultural, where you're brought up and what you've learned, and some of us have been excluded. I've been excluded. Some of us are excluded less than others, depending on where you live. And, usually the straight white male is dominant at the moment, usually, depending on where you are in the world. And sometimes the straight white male doesn't understand what the problem is because he doesn't see it. Sometimes. Like, what's the problem? Just, do normal. And so we discussed it all for a while, and, I'm the only woman on the panel, which is okay. I have an answer to that, which was, when I connect energetically to the prana, there is no exclusion. I'm connected to everybody. I don't keep score. I don't look at the color of your skin or how your job or where you're from. It doesn't matter to me. And I feel really connected to everybody when I'm in that energy. And I'm not there all the time, but I'm getting better at it, because I'll go into my fears and I'll go into my patterns from the past, of the grooves in my record from my upbringing and from my culture and for everything else. And I'll fall back into that, and I'll be like, ooh, I don't know if we like that. Ooh, isn't that against, what my people think? Who are my people? And then when I come into that energy, when I did my Kundalini Yoga teacher training, I was kind of amazed, because there were Muslims and Jews and atheists and Christians all together. Nobody cared. Or whatever else was in there, I don't know. But that was kind of cool. It's like, wow, if we can do that in a group like that, and figure out how we're similar rather than how we're different. What connects us all? Love. That's it. And Kundalini, in the tradition there, they'll go as far as saying, recognize that the other person is you. We don't always want to, it doesn't matter who it is, like even the ones you don't like, or you think they're bad people. Recognize the other person is you. And if you can connect to love, even in that moment, you can have compassion for a person who is maybe afraid and acting a certain way, or reacting a certain way, and hurting others. Because hurt people hurt people. And until they feel loved, safe, it's hard for them to stop. So what's inclusion? Inclusion means that I open myself to connect to you. I don't force you into my club or anything like that. I just love you. That's inclusion. And so I want you just to be with that for a moment. Roll to the front of the sit bones. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine, because that's how the energy runs best. And that energy is, in my experience, love. That's all it is. The better you get at connecting to that energy, the better you become at really loving. Really loving. Without a need or a want or a price tag or a you owe me this back. Real inclusion. I want you to wrap your fingers together and sort of rest your hands down on your thighs, but your hands are right in front of your lower belly, below your navel. And you're going to inhale and you're going to feel your belly push against your hands as you inhale. You're going to exhale and pull the belly back. And continue. Listening to the sound in the back of the throat. And you give your mind a job to listen to the breath. Then you're going to start to roll your neck. Slow motion, just noticing any stiffness or stuckness that you feel. You can go the other direction. Neck. And then pause. Crown of the head reaches straight up, and now you're looking just from left to right. And I want you to inhale as you look to the left, and exhale as you look to the right. It doesn't have to be fast. But just notice what's happening in the neck. You can go a little faster if you want. Still sound in the back of the throat. Like you're shaking the head no. I said in the last class, this is November, so you get to say no to everything that you don't want to do. No, no, no. No more of that. That is not serving me anymore. I'm done with that. No, no, no. You get to say no to the things that are not the most loving choices for you. That is not being exclusive. That is being loving. And when you are loving, you become more inclusive because you open your heart more. So inclusive or loving doesn't mean you say yes to everything. It means you say no to what does not serve you. Keep going. No. What is it that no longer serves you? You can bring it in your head if you like. No. No more of that. No more of this. No, no, no. How are you treating yourself that isn't serving you anymore? How are you treating others? How are others treating you? How are you investing your time, your money, your energy? What is not serving you anymore is no. No. Throw it into this no. Someone or something toxic in your life deserves a no when you're ready for it. Without guilt. 3, 2, back to the center, and 1, pause. You may be a little dizzy, but that's all right because the energy's starting to run. And then you become more inclusive. Connect to everyone. And then you know where to say no. This is no longer serving me. So out of love, you say no. Let's bring the hand palms together at the heart. And I want to tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Why? Because sometimes my mind can't figure it out. Sometimes my mind doesn't have the wisdom. My ego gets in the way. And Om Namo Gurudev Namo means I would like something that's wiser and stronger and more loving than my ego to help me with this. So that's what we do. We tune in. Say it 3 times. Join me. Here we go. First a breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Follow me if you know. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Again. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Noticing any sensation you feel. The vibration of the sound, melting into that. You release your hands, but keep the energy, keep observing. You might move in slow motion. You're going to come onto your hands and knees. So if you're sitting on a block, you're going to take it away. We're going to start a cat-cow, just connecting the breath with the movements. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, head goes down. You can go a little faster if you like. Keep going, just go in. Make the breath more powerful. If you want to go faster, go faster. You can keep your arms straight. It's just the spine that's moving. Inhaling as you look up, exhale as you round. Turn in and let the breath be the fuel behind the pose, behind the energy. Let the breath lead you. Keep going. Three, 2, 1. Come back to sitting on your heels. If you need a child's pose, you're allowed to take it. See if you can sit on the heels. Long, deep breaths. Watch the energy. You feel tingling in the back of the head. Allow that to relax a little more. You don't really need to work super hard if the energy's running. Advanced yogis don't do a lot. They don't have to because the energy is already moving. And the more you do yoga, the more you start to notice the energy. Then you don't feel like you have to beat yourself up all the time. Take your arms out to the sides, hand palms up, lift the heart. Find your breath again, relax the face. And you're going to inhale and come up onto your knees. And exhale, sit back down. That's what you're doing. Inhale up. Exhale down. Turn your hand palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale up. Make your breath more powerful. It doesn't have to be fast. Keep the arms straight, the heart lifted. Turn in, stay with the breath. Just a few more. Three. Two. Last one. Stay up. Raise the arms up over the head. Turn the fingers inside out as you wrap the fingers together. Little back bend, stretch up as if you're waking up in the morning. Lean to the right. Inhale back to the center and lean to the left. And do that a few times. Inhale back to the center. Lean to the side. Forth, finding the edges. Taking a little deeper breath into that without fighting. I'm telling you, the most valuable weapon you have to fight with is your own love. Powerful. Here's what to do. It melts all of your fears. I'm serious. And then if nothing scares you, whoa. Last one. Back to the center. You're going to wrap your hands together behind your back then. And then fold forward, sitting back down. And take your forehead to the ground and lift your arms. Stay with the arms lifted. Long, deep breaths. Release the hands down. You're going to come up onto your hands and knees again and slide your right knee forward behind your right wrist, and you're going into like a pigeon. So the right foot comes a little bit to the left as you do this. So just slide the left leg back a little more if you can. You're going to lie down on top of your leg, a bit passively. I don't always do it this way. And if you can, you're going to take your hands beside your hips, with the hand palms up. Long, deep breaths here. Forehead on the ground, arms beside you. Relax everything for these breaths. Really listen to the sound of the breath in the back of the throat. Last class I was doing so on the inhale, hung on the exhale. So with every breath, I want you to think. Inhale, so, exhale, hung. Inhale, so, hung. Inhale, so, exhale, hung. Keep going at your own breath pace in your head. You're leaning too much to one side, try and square your hips a little more. Maybe by bringing your right foot over to the left a little more might help. Stay there, long, deep breaths. Still thinking, so hung with the breath. And slowly start to bring your attention back. And we're coming up, but stay in the pose. And I want you to walk your hands just a little bit to the right so that your right hand is to the right side of your hip and your left hand is sort of just heading that direction. And you're going to lengthen by pushing yourself up and making your spine really straight, and try and stretch your belly and look over your right shoulder and do a little twist, sort of twist in and out of this. It's subtle. You just sort of twist and release back to the center a little bit, not all the way to the center, but you're really looking over the shoulder. Might get a little crack in the lower back, something stretching. And out of this a few times. Back to the center. Push yourself back up, slide the right knee back. Do a few cat-cows in between. Does not have to be fast, but I want the breath to be very powerful and leading. Three, 2, 1. Pause, and you're going to slide your left knee up into pigeon, left knee behind left wrist, and then slide the right leg back a little more so you sink a little deeper down. Try and keep the hips square to the front. If you need support by having a block or a blanket under the hip, that is okay with this one because we're being pretty passive in it. So I'd rather you have support if you need it. Forehead goes to the ground. If you can, arms are stretched beside you, hand palms facing up beside your hips. Long, deep breaths here. So hung breath. So on the inhale. So hung. So hung. Doing great. Just stay a little longer. Let your breath be dominant. Just a few more breaths. We're going to come up slowly. Still stay in the pose, but just lift the upper body. Walk the hands a little bit to the left, so the left hand's closer to your hip and your right hand's a little more towards your left knee. And then you're going to lift your chest and look over your shoulder, and maybe you get some stretch or lengthening in the back. Oh. Just feel how you can create a little bit more length and space in there. Staying with the breath. And then back to the center. Pushing yourself back up, pulling the knees back in. Take a child's pose or cat cow, you can choose. So if you're feeling dizzy or anything, but if not, just keep going with the breath. Cat cow. Tune in, turn in. And choosing child's pose is a loving choice. Taking a break, if that's what you're asking to do, your body needs you to do, this is one of the wisest choices you can make, is where to say no. When you're ready, I want you to come back up onto the hands and knees. We're actually going to take the knees, depending on how you are, off to the left side. My knees are to my left. I'm sort of sitting sideways with my knees bent, feet are close to my buttocks, sideways, like a mermaid. I want to or merman. I don't want to be, discriminated. Bring your hands out in front a little bit. And we're going to do that same sort of stretch that we did when we were twisting. You're going to reach your belly up. And now this is going to be, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see what happens. What I want you to do right now is actually with your hips. So I want your hips to come sort of around in a circle. And so you're going to try and roll over your hip bone and then make as big of a circle as you can on your hip. But you're keeping the length in your belly. So you should feel your core a little bit when you do this too. And what if you take your hands a little more? Roger, I want your knees even more to the side so that you're, yes. So that, yeah. Like a mermaid, come on, a little merman. Come on, merman. He forgot how to be a merman. Now go the other direction. Cracked, something happens. Look at that, I didn't know. And you can feel the core too. Don't have to go fast. I want you to pay attention to what you're doing. Keep stretching the front. And you're going to come back, walk your hands up. Knees are off to the side. Just sit for a moment with a straight spine. Watch the energy. It may feel a little dizzy. Your body has to get used to the energy running. So what happens in the beginning is you could feel dizzy, you could feel nauseous, you can have headaches. All of that happens. See if you can come back up onto your knees, straight again, just for a moment. It's also a pose. Turn in and just watch for a moment. We take the knees to the other side. Knees go to the right. Knees are bent. Feet are behind your buttock. You twist your upper body to then face whichever, away from like a 90-degree angle from your legs to your upper body. Stretch your belly, kind of twist and look to the side, but the action comes from your hips. So you start to make a circle with your hips. And the core should work here. Maybe there's something happening, something. Notice, you don't have to go fast, but observe how the body is moving. Use the core stability muscles, then pause and reverse the direction. Keep the length in the spine. Don't round too much when you do this, but spine cracks, it's adjusting. It's adjusting the alignment. 3, 2, 1. You're going to come back now, walking the hands back to the center, sitting on the heels again. If you can, if this is impossible, you take another choice. It's okay, but we're just seeing if we can be here. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine, crown of the head reaches up. You're going to take your right hand and start to massage your throat. Get all the way from the ear to ear. So a little bit on the side, front of the throat. See if you can run if you want to take both hands, you can as well, but from your ear, sort of up from your collarbone to your ear. Kind of goes up from your collarbone to your ear. Oh, nobody should do that to me. Somebody should do that. Oh, I guess I could. Okay. Anyway. Oh. Massage the throat just a little longer. Oh. Ears down. Because what happens, sometimes we have neck pain. You know what the problem is usually? The front. Even though you have pain in the back, because you're tight on the front of your neck, it pulls your head forward. So what we're doing right now is releasing the fascia in the front. Right now, you can release the head, hands back down. Maybe let the head shift back a little more. Maybe you feel some warmth or tingling in your neck. But when the front releases, the bones can stack. And often there's less pain in the back. Now I want to take the fold of your hand, the wrist, kind of, and massage your ears. You're just going to kind of like put your hands over your ears and you're going to like, can't hear me anymore, but that's okay. You don't need to. And just sort of massage your ears. There's a whole bunch of energy points in your ears. And so when we wake up all of those energy lines, and then just massage your ears however you want. Just kind of squeeze them. Squeeze the folds of your ears, like on top. Sometimes some people, and if it hurts, stay there and squeeze it longer. You found a spot that might need a little bit of attention. Your ears are going to get warm. So the energy starts running there. All right, last. And then release the hands down again. Relax the face. Watch energy. It's all about watching energy. You really don't need to beat yourself up. I want you to come sitting, and you're going to take your legs wide. So if you're close to someone, you may need to stagger a little bit. You need some room behind you too. Wrap your hands together behind your head, supporting your neck. Roll to the front of the sit bones. Lift the heart. Be careful here. You're going to have to be careful, okay? So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see. My left elbow is going to go towards my right knee. I'm going to try and touch it if I can. And then I'm going to come back up, and you got to make sure that you have room behind you because you're going all the way back down, all the way back down, all the way back down. And then I fell over. Guess what we got to do now? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Come back up however you can, if you can, and then right elbow goes to lift me. And then you come back up, and my nose is stuffing up, and you lay all the way back down again. And you do that. However you can get up and lay back down again. Oh. I think I'm going to watch you guys do it. Keep going. Lay all the way back down. Be careful. It's supposed to be easy. It is. You guys want to come and hang out with me? I'm really not good at this. I shouldn't be the teacher. That's okay. I'm going to not do it so that I can talk, okay? So I have a little bit of an excuse. Keep going. Do what you can. It is hard. I'm telling you it's hard because I can't even talk when I do it, so I have to. Just a few more. Whoo! Three. Practice at home if you want without me. 2. Do one more and stay down there. And release the hands from behind the head. Your legs are still wide. I want your toes straight up towards the ceiling. So don't let your leg rotate in or out. And you're going to try and lift your right leg. If it's too heavy, put your hands under your tailbone. It might help a little bit. Hand palms facing down. And you're going to lift you're still laying flat, your right leg lifts, and you're going to get a cramp possibly in your quadricep. Put the right leg down. And then you lift the left leg. Legs are out to the side. Take your legs as wide as you can. Ah. Yeah, and then you notice your gluteus medius. Can you feel that? Don't turn your legs out. Keep your, oh, Jesus. Sorry. The wider your legs go, the more you feel it on the outside of the hip. And then you lift right leg and then lift left leg, but try not to turn the toes out. Everybody wants to turn the toes out. Why? Because then you lift with a different muscle. And if you can keep your toes straight up or turned in a little bit, then life gets a little more interesting. I don't always need my life to be interesting, but when I do, I turn my toes in. Alternating sides. And then, oh, I just made this up. I didn't actually, this isn't even in the book. It's a good one. Oh. But we're running energy on the outside of the leg. The wider the legs are, the more energy runs. Into the weaker muscle on the outside of the hip. Almost everyone is weak there. All right, 3. I'm getting hot. 2. And I haven't done much. And then 1, rest down again. Long, deep breaths. Notice the energy in the legs. When you notice the energy, this is when you start to include yourself, connect with everyone. Because if you think that you are worse than someone or better than someone or different than someone, or you think that someone else is worse or better than different than you, then you are disconnecting and you're hurting yourself. You are causing yourself pain. All right, we're kind of going to stay here. You can have your hands still under your tailbone if you want. Makes it a little easier. This time you're going to lift your right leg. Toes are going to still stray straight up towards the ceiling if you can. And then you're going to bend your knee and bring it into your chest as close as you can get it. And then straighten it back out again and lower it down. And then lift left leg. Your legs are as wide as you can get them. Bend the knee, bring it into your chest, and take it out again. Bend the knee. Try not to turn the toes out too far. If I turn the toes out, it's a different flavor. Turn your toes up or in. Then you feel the muscle on the outside of the hip, gluteus medius. That's what's mostly weak. If it's way too easy, just don't put your heels back down and float your legs. So you can do that too. Three, two, last one. Oh, man. Rest down for a few breaths. Notice any sensation of energy, tingling, warmth that you feel. Allow it to be there. One more time. We're not doing a lot. I just want you to take your legs out as wide as you can now with your toes facing up. And it's awkward and attractive. Don't look, just close your eyes. Your legs are out as wide as they can. And you may start to shake. You know, just the body reacts to it because it's like, whoa, this is actually not very comfortable. And what's happening here? But the shaking is the energy channels are trying to run energy and there's not enough energy channels open. So you start to shake. That's what shaking is. Now you can, if your legs are out far enough, you probably won't be able to lift them. But I want you to just turn on the muscles as if you're going to lift your legs. And if they're out far enough, you probably won't lift. I actually don't even want you to lift them. I want your legs to be out so far that you can't lift them, but you are turned on trying to lift. Your toes are straight up in the air. And you are having the time of your life. And you're so excited to be here now. Beautiful. Try to lift one more time. The legs. Oh, jeez. And then rest down. And see where your legs want to go. If they want to stay there for a minute, let them stay there. If they want to pull in, let them pull in. All right. Let's everybody pull the knees up into the belly. Hold on, we're not done. I'm going to do something. Do you know cow head pose when you're sitting? Sort of looks like that. But what we're going to do is your legs are going to be straight up in the air. This isn't easy to do without falling over. Your right knee crosses over your left. Your knees, not your ankles. So make sure that your knee crosses over your left. And you're going to reach up with your hands. And my right hand is going to take the foot straight on top of it, which is the left. My left hand grabs my right foot, which is right up, straight up. And you grab the opposite foot or ankle. Okay? So you cross your knees, but you pull your feet up towards your head. You pull your feet up towards your head. You can kind of relax your head back down if you can. And then, here's the exciting part. This isn't a super fast class, but it's interesting. It's a very spicy class. Now, your feet, you're going to pull your feet down towards the floor. Oh, but keep your feet up close to your head and your shoulders as you're pulling them down towards the floor. Look at it. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Relax the face. A little more open. Keep the feet active, so you're not just pulling on the tops of your feet. Don't overstretch your ankles. All right, and then you're going to release, and the legs and the arms go straight up in the air. Okay. Hand palms face each other. Let's just rest with the arms and legs straight up in the air for a few breaths. Watch energy. So what happens when the energy really starts running well and the energy channels are open, you don't cramp as much, you don't get as many, detox effects, so you don't have headaches and nausea and anger and fear and all this other stuff comes up, because that happens. When that all clears, the energy holds you. And so you can stay there a really long time without effort. But we do the poses to break through those blockages so that we can stay for a long time supported. We're going to do the other side. Left knee crosses over right. Arms go straight up. Right hand grabs left foot. Left hand grabs right foot. And pull your feet up towards your head and shoulders. Don't overstretch your ankles. Make sure the feet stay flexed. And then pull. Lekker zeg. Pull your feet down towards the ground, up as high as you can get them towards your head, and take long, deep breaths. Keep breathing. Keep your feet up. Just a few more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Arms and legs straight up in the air again. Notice the energy. Relax the face. And so what happens when you do yoga? And sometimes, you feel a rush of heat, or you feel emotion, or something comes up. These are blockages that are leaving. You should be so grateful when that happens, but you can't force it to happen either. Stay for a little bit longer. Slowly allow your legs to come down. Give yourself a hug. We're not going to stay down right now. We're going to come up slowly, and I want you to be warm enough. We're going to do something like a meditation. You can sit higher on a block if you want. And this next little bit that I'm going to do is really for increasing your intuition, becoming more intuitive. Your left hand is going to go over your heart. And your right hand, your index finger goes up, like you're pointing up towards heaven, sky, whatever that is. Your eyes are closed, your focus is on your forehead, your face is relaxed, and you're going to inhale slowly through your nose, and you're going to exhale, whistle. So it's inhale through the nose, exhale, whistle. Keep going. Imagine that something very divine and sacred inside of you is calling with this whistle. Calling for wisdom. As if you're lifting yourself up for higher purpose. Keep going. Last breath. When you're finished, your right hand is going to go up over your head with the hand palm facing down, not touching your head, hovering above your head. And the left hand index finger goes up, same as it was on the right on the other side. Same breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale, whistle. Continue. Keep the spine long. Left thumb holds the other fingers. Close the eyes. Continue whistling on the exhale. Focus on the forehead. Don't strain the eyes. Last time, one more. And when you've finished, you're going to reach the arms up over the head and the hand palms touch each other above your head, almost like a prayer pose. You can shift the shoulders forward slightly so you don't tighten the neck. Keep the eyes closed, the face relaxed, same breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale, whistle. Lifting the heart, roll to the front of the sit bones, keep whistling. Keep the face relaxed, focus on the forehead. Straighten the arms up a little more without tightening the neck. Do that. Almost there. Come on. Last minute. Keep the arms up. Come on. Turn in. None of this has anything to do with the outside. It's all about you on the inside. So all the labels on the outside don't matter. It's love, it's energy on the inside that you're doing. Last breath. And as you lower your hands down to your heart, left hand hits the heart first, right hand rests on top of that. Relax the face, the eyes, the jaw. Shift the head back slightly so the face relaxes even more. And see if you can stay in the position. Relax the eyes, the face, the jaw. Keep the head lifted. And get to the place where the head balances right over the tailbone. So it's cost you no effort to hold your head up because the bones are holding. And the face relaxes even more and you can feel the energy in the face and in the back of the head. And you get to the place where the energy just holds you here because you surrender into it. You surrender all effort. surrender all struggle. You surrender all fear. And then you may choose to stay with the hands and the heart, to lower them to your lap or to lie down. And whatever you choose, you're watching energy inside you. The pose is on the inside. And the answer to everything is love, which is this energy. So I want you to think about that this week, and the rest of your life. There's any struggle that comes up, the answer is open into love, always, always. And it's you that does that. You have the power to do that. And it's the answer to everything. And you have it. Rest in it. Melt in it. Surrender in it. Be it. Be love. Let it support you. Let it take over just for these last minutes. What if you could be love all the time? And what if you, because you could be love, others around you would start to be love too? You have the answer. It's not on the outside. Stop chasing stuff on the outside. It's right here. We make it so complicated. I want you to preserve this feeling. Your breath is a way to do that, to take you back here. And when you've cleared a lot of the blockages karmically, you were given a package. You were given a package to work through. Me too. And the best way to work through it is with love. That's the key to the other side. So I want you to preserve it. I want you to recognize it, to remember it, to do it so often that it becomes so easy to get here. This is why it's good to practice. You know? A little daily practice or something is just a way to plug into it, to remember every day. Because we forget. We're human, that's okay. But for now, I want you to remember, preserve it, start to come back, to float awake, to take a deeper breath and reach into the arms and legs if you're lying down. Roll over to one side. Making your way back up. Sitting. And when you can sit quietly in the energy, the body transforms. It heals. It releases what no longer serves you without you having to beat yourself up about it. Just happen. And so the more time you can spend in this energy, the clearer you become about where you're going. And why? Let's close with one long sat, one short nam. Still in the energy. Maybe you don't feel like moving. That's good. We're going to bring the hand palms together at the heart. Take a deep breath and inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Follow me to close. Here we go. Sa. Nam. Thank you.